Welcome to Movie Magic. Today we're diving into the spellbinding tale of a girl with half black and half white hair, a splash of rebellion, and a whole lot of fashion flair. But before we continue unraveling this wild ride, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. All right, so back in the swinging 60s in London, we meet Estella, who rocks this wild half black, half white hair. But because she stands out, society's all, whoa, she's different, and she struggles to fit in. Estella's got this creative streak and a killer eye for fashion, but her mom, Catherine, insists she follows the rules to become a top-notch designer. Estella, being the rebel she is, flips a big no thanks to expectations. She's brilliant, a bit naughty, and just a tad crazy. Catherine sends her to a fancy private school, hoping she'd tame her wild side named Cruella and embrace the good side. Estella, too unique for the school crowd, ends up with just one friend, Anita Darling, and a ton of bullies. She eventually befriends a stray dog buddy, and her antics get her in hot water at school. Catherine pulls her out to keep her record clean, and they set off to London for a fresh start. Before the new chapter, they stop at a glamorous winter ball where Catherine needs cash from an old friend. Estella's stuck in the car, tasked with guarding a red necklace, a family heirloom. Against orders, she sneaks into the ball, gets lost in the fashion extravaganza, and her dog buddy stirs up a scene. Cue the head valet, John, trying to keep her in check. He grabs her, spots the black and white hair, throws a cover over her, and plays the gentleman escort card, but surprise Estella wriggles free once more. She's playing hide and seek with 3 fierce Dalmatians, and spoiler alert, it's not a fun game. She stumbles, the pups miss her by a hair, and bam, they go after Catherine, who takes a dive off a cliff. Total chaos at the party, and the Baroness plays the "it's an accident" card, blaming Catherine for bugging her for cash. Estella, feeling the guilt trip, bolts, finding solace on a garbage truck. Oh, and by the way, she accidentally leaves her mom's necklace behind. Classic Estella move. Cut to her at Regent Park Fountain, a spot she wanted to hit with her mom. After apologizing for messing up big time, Cruella, Estella's alter ego, realizes she's lost the precious necklace. Next morning, Estella wakes up dozing on the fountain. She sees 2 petty thieves, Jasper and Horace, and their one-eyed dog, Wink, swiping the money from the bottom of the fountain. Jasper quickly sees that Estella doesn't have a family, but when the cops show up, the trio grab their dogs and run. The brothers do their best to outrun her, but Estella and Buddy manage to keep up, even making it into their hideout. The boys introduce themselves to Estella, and she reveals that she's an orphan. Jasper sympathizes with her and urges Horace to remember that feeling, convincing him that Estella could be a good fit for their group. Having a girl around could make for an innocent distraction. Estella is now a grown-up, living a double life as a successful petty criminal with her crew, Jasper, Horace, and the one-eyed dog Wink. They successfully pickpocket strangers on the bus, break into homes, run cons in the hotel to steal guests' belongings, and frequently find themselves on the run when the police turn up. So Estella's cruising through her low-key life of mischief, right? But here's the twist. He's got this itch for fashion dreams, like big time. Picture her daydreaming about strutting her stuff as a top-tier designer at Baroness von Hellman's posh house of Baroness. Now, on her birthday, her partners in crime, Jasper and Horace, roll in with a stolen cake, and guess what? A surprise job offer from the Baroness's joint, Liberty. Turns out, Jasper's been pulling strings, doing some sneaky stuff like breaking in and sliding Estella's resume to the top of the pile. Estella's stoked about this golden ticket, thinking she's about to dive into a glam designer gig. But hold up, Horace is side-eyeing the whole thing, suspecting they're playing a con game. Plot twist, Estella lands the job, but guess what she's doing? Not sketching fabulous outfits, but slaving away as a lowly janitor. Her boss ain't even giving her designs a glance, just piling on more cleaning duties. Bummer. So Horace and Jasper roll in with some eats, but Estella's no fool. She sniffs out their ulterior motive. They're eyeing a chance to pull off a heist. She's all about an honest day's work. Zero crime vibes in the store, but surprise, the trash bag she's holding gets emptied on her, and she's a filthy mess. And yeah, you guessed it, her boss gives her grief. So Estella gets chewed out by her boss again. He tells her to stick around and like clean up overnight. Instead, she dabs some booze from his office, gets wasted, and decides to fix up this ugly window display. Next morning, she's hungover right next to her masterpiece. Her boss, ready to give her the boot for her window makeover, flips when he hears the Baroness is dropping by. Estella tries to hide with Horace and Jasper, who've already swiped some stuff. But when the Baroness asks about the window, her boss spills the beans to the Baroness, saying Estella's about to be fired. Tough luck. So, surprise, surprise, the Baroness is all smiles about Estella's work and tosses a job offer her way. Estella starts hustling at the Baroness's place, whipping up fresh and snazzy dress ideas. It's hard work pays off, and the Baroness is digging Estella's vibe. They start bonding over Estella's killer designs. But soon enough, Estella clocks that the Baroness is one icy, heartless lady. After clocking out, Estella swings by this cool vintage shop and hits it off with Artie, the owner. She spots this jaw-dropping red dress in the window, a vintage piece by the Baroness herself. Smooth talk and charm help Estella convince the Baroness she's a prodigy, and now they're practically bosom buddies. All right, so then Estella spots this fancy necklace on the Baroness, and boom, it hits her. It's the same one her mom handed down. Estella's like, what's the deal with that necklace? And the Baroness spins this yarn about it being a family gem, adding some drama about a worker trying to steal it and taking a nosedive off a cliff. Now, Stella's brewing up some serious hate for the Baroness. Connecting the dots to that gala, they crash the night her mom took a fall. Estella spills the beans to Horace and Jasper, and she's dead set on a mission. Get that necklace back. Days roll on, and Estella's all over it, studying the Baroness's routine, keeping tabs on the guards, and mapping out the camera spots. She's basically on a one-woman mission to reclaim that precious piece of jewelry. So Estella figures the Baroness would clock her at the gala, but she's got a plan. On gala night, Jasper and Horace roll up posing as pestbusters, sneaking in with Wink playing the dog-sized rat card. While Horace hits the safe, Jasper's on a secret mission in the security system. Meanwhile, Estella crashes the party in this killer red dress, rocking her natural hair, and boom, she's stealing the spotlight from the Baroness. After dealing with the Baroness's guards, Estella grabs a seat for a chat. Now, Horace gets to the safe, but plot twist, no necklace. Guess who's flaunting it? The Baroness, of course. As the Baroness gets ready to boot Estella, Jasper pulls off a rat invasion, causing chaos. In the mayhem, Estella snatches the necklace, tosses it to Buddy. Oh joy, a Dalmatian steps in and swallows the bling. So the Baroness starts blowing a dog whistle to boss around her Dalmatians. Estella connects the dots and figures out that this same whistle was in play when those dogs attacked her mom, Catherine. Yeah, you got it. It was the Baroness who offed her mom. That heist, total bust. The crew bolts, but their truck gets towed. Estella, feeling the heat, hotwires a car, but then slams the brakes, hit by the gut punch that the Baroness killed her mom. Next day, Estella is on a mission. She orders her gang to snatch the 3 Dalmatians, hoping one spills the beans about the necklace. Fully embracing her Cruella vibe, she swings by her childhood friend, Anita, darling. Anita's the only one smart enough to connect the dots between Cruella and Estella. Cruella works her charm, convincing Anita to use her journo connections for some Cruella PR. Meanwhile, Jasper and Horace, in their classic style, attempt a not-so-smooth dognapping of the Dalmatians during bath time. So now that revenge is on Estella's mind, or should I say Cruella's mind, she spends the next few weeks showing the Baroness what's what. Cruella rocks up to the Baroness's fancy parties in these crazy stylish get-ups, making sure everyone's buzzing about her. Not the Baroness. The Baroness?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's practically nobody now, thanks to Cruella's wild stunts. She's so ticked off that she kicks her lawyer, Roger Ratcliffe, to the curb for failing to catch Cruella. Then she puts Estella to work, whipping up a special dress for her spring collection. Estella goes all out, using some fancy material from who knows where. The Baroness is impressed. That night, Horace and Jasper stir up trouble at the Baroness's place, making it look like Cruella has been breaking in. Yeah, so the Baroness, all freaked out and mad, decides to lock up all her dresses in a super secure vault. Meanwhile, back at the hideout, Jasper and Horace are getting fed up with Cruella. She's throwing shade, not appreciating their hustle, and she's not feeling any remorse. On the big day of the spring fashion show, the Baroness opens the vault, and boom, a moth party. Turns out Estella used moth eggs in the material. The Baroness connects the dots, realizing Estella and Cruella are one and the same. Outside, Cruella, Jasper, Horace, and Artie are rocking a show in Regent's Park, stealing the spotlight again. Cruella, decked out in a Dalmatian-style outfit, makes a scene, making the Baroness think she offed her dog. Back at the hideout, it's a twisted plan. Jasper and Horace are tied up, part of framing them for Cruella's murder. Cruella spills the beans, knowing the Baroness killed her mom, but the Baroness is all, "I've offed so many folks, can't recall them all." The Baroness cranks it up a notch, setting the hideout on fire, making a run for it. But as she's peeling out, Cruella spots a mystery savior. The whole place is ablaze, and the word on the street is that Cruella's supposedly gone up in smoke. So Estella wakes up the next morning at John's place, hanging out with the dogs. John spills that the necklace was like a secret key to a box holding Estella's birth records. Turns out Estella's the biological daughter of the Baroness. Baron wanted kids, but the Baroness, not so much. She thought having a bun in the oven would mess up her career vibe. So after Estella popped into the world, the Baroness told John to ditch the baby. But good old John couldn't bring himself to go all sinister. Instead, he passed Estella over to their sweet maid Catherine, who raised her on the down low. Now, hit with this bombshell, Estella bolts. She makes a pit stop at the Regent's Park fountain, sorts things out with her adoptive mom, and fully embraces her new gig as Cruella. Brilliant, a bit naughty, and just a smidge mad. To top it off, she swipes a truck, and with Wink in tow, busts Jasper and Horace out of the slammer. But let's be real, they're still nursing a grudge because she treated them a bit rough. So she talks them into tagging along to John's place, where she proudly calls them her fam. Now that the gang's back together, they cook up a whole new plan to take down the Baroness once and for all. Meanwhile, Cruella swings by Artie's spot, ropes him into a big role in the scheme. Horace nabs Estella a shiny new ride, a Panther DeVille. He's quick to point out how it sounds like devil when you say it, DeVille. Estella's all in, liking the name. On the night of the Baroness' fancy shindig, she's in for a shocker. Turns out all the guests are rocking black and white Cruella get-ups to pay tribute. The Baroness is clueless, can't spot the real Cruella. She's on high alert with her guards. Cruella, already inside, pranks the Baroness with a pin, swipes her dog whistle, and sneaks into the bathroom. Soon enough, the Baroness gets dragged outside by the Dalmatians, right where Estella's standing with the dog whistle, the very spot her adoptive mom met her end. Inside, Horace, Jasper, Artie, and John start directing folks outside. The Baroness releases the dogs, making them rush toward Estella like they did with Catherine. But surprised, the dogs cozy up next to her following their new boss. Estella drops the bomb. She's the Baroness flesh and blood, giving the Baroness credit for her creative genius. In an attempt to make things right, the Baroness suggests they run the company together as mother and daughter. She slowly hugs Estella, but right after that sweet moment, she shoves her off the cliff, realizing everyone saw the murder go down. The Baroness tries to play it off as an accident. So get this, Estella spills the beans that she survived the fall. All thanks to a clever move with a skirt-turned-parachute, a genius idea from her and Artie. Meanwhile, Baroness is getting the police escort treatment, facing the music for Estella's arrest. But hold up, Cruella crashes the party in the devil, causing a scene and totally stealing the spotlight from the Baroness in her most embarrassing moment. Cruella spills the tea that Estella left all her stuff to her in the will. So now the Baroness's fortune is all hers. After doing the whole funeral thing for Estella, Cruella brings back Horace and Jasper to the newly named Tell Hall. Being the big shot Harris, Cruella decides she's sticking with the estate, living there with her new gang. With John and Artie joining the crew, Estella spills that she's got some major plans in the works. Oh, and get this. Cruella drops off 2 Dalmatians at Roger and Anita's place, calling them Pongo and Perdita. Roger, now working as a songwriter, gets busy on a new track, a song about none other than Cruella DeVille. If that doesn't give you the chills, nothing will. So there you have it, folks. Cruella's wild journey, surviving heists and outsmarting a ruthless baroness. If you enjoyed this stylish adventure, hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you in the next video.